Hi, my name is Jessica Senne. I'm Assistant Professor of Interior Design here at Maryville University. Well, the exhibit is the mid-century modern 1950s works of Ralph and Mary Jane Fournier. Both were practicing architects at that time. Actually, that was at the very beginning of their careers. They continued to practice through the 80s. But the exhibit here focuses primarily on the residential works of these architects. So it's not the commercial projects that they did. It really focuses on the mid-century modern neighborhoods that these two architects produced together. I am a registered architect. I'm a member of the AIA, the American Institute of Architects. I reached out to them. They didn't have a lot of information. They knew that Ralph Fournier had practiced here in St. Louis, but had retired a number of years ago. And eventually I wrote him a letter and said, I would like to know more about your work. I live in one of your houses. And, we just started talking about the exhibit. The student contribution was really my favorite part of the whole project. I teach Intro to Digital Media. I've taught that here for a couple of years, and that's a course where actually the students explore 3D models and digital drawings for interior design and architectural projects. In the past, we've field measured and made models and drawings of buildings on campus, but because there were so many perspective drawings I was collecting for this exhibit, there were few plans and sections or 3D models. And so I thought, you know, what an opportunity for the students if I could get people to agree to let the students come and study their private residences, which is a personal thing to ask of somebody. But I knew enough people were excited about the project, so 5 families agreed to let the students come. They field measured, they made drawings, they made 3D models, and then they researched the projects in that capacity.
It's amazing because we've just been we were thrown into it. Now we finally get to see all these hand drawings that Ralph made.
So it was just it's just been fun really getting to know something that not a lot of us are really familiar with.
I also teach interior detailing, which focuses on construction techniques and building methods for the interior design students. And I thought, you know, we always draw wall sections in that class. What if we actually built a wall section and drew it? And how would the students learn from that? There's another class the junior level students take called Architectural Graphics and Technology. And I've taught with that instructor for a number of years. He's a good colleague, Greg Cudahy. And so I said to him, you know, what if you guys design this exhibit component and very carefully detail it in your class, and then in my class we could figure out the technical details of the actual wall panel, and together we could get it built. And he was totally, you know, on board. I think Ralph was really touched. I think he was pretty excited. I think he really enjoyed the energy. He had family that joined us from Texas that had flown in, his children and grandchildren, and he has since told me that so many people came that night that he hasn't seen or talked to in years or even decades. And I just thought the turnout was fabulous. It was really rewarding to see how many lives these houses have touched. St. Louis has a rich history of mid-century modernism. I think there are certainly more designers that have not necessarily been tapped. I think there's potential for this kind of exhibit to happen again.